This is my celebrator live for my 5-year Seichim attunement. Today, in 2021, I got my first Seichim Reiki attunement, and I've always been so happy since. Because I liked everything about it, and it did strengthen my spiritual core. And I feel it every day. And so I've made beautiful Instagram content in case you want to look it up. It is What a Rose Holding Space, and I put few little videos on there. I leave it there because it's not meant for YouTube. I have a little bit more other plans with my YouTube than with my Instagram. But if you want to follow along, that would also be cool. Always nice to have you join in, and I do regularly share little snippets of sound and meditation, few art pictures, sometimes nature pictures, and always little quote. I do regularly fill my stories with inspiration, with nature content, and little recipes for natural balms and all. And sometimes I'm hopping on for a little, I don't know, talking and inspiration, and I share like courses from my favorite teachers. And so I'm just advertising my space today because I feel like it, because I have fun content coming next week, and I'm very grateful for the attunement and the energy work. So, using Divine Masters Oracle Guidebook by Kyle Gurria. Drawing 2 cards, I feel. The Atlanteans, Evolution, Vibration, Legacy, Technology, Progress. Expect acceleration. Michael and Faith. Spiritual calling, divine protection, breakthrough moment. Interesting. I'm gonna check what those cards actually say. This booklet is actually so understandable. I like it. Sometimes I got little complicated ones, but I buy cards for the art mostly, I realized, and for a little inspiration and mantra and all. So the Atlanteans was the first one. Over day. They do not want to be found. Just in the beginning, 24. The Atlanteans, evolution, vibration, legacy, technology, progress, expect acceleration. Legend has it that Atlantis was an advanced civilization that existed thousands of years ago in the center of the Atlantic Ocean. Its people were highly evolved and had many spiritual gifts. They were telepathic, psychic, and known for their ability to combine the laws of science and nature with spirituality to develop technology and create heaven on earth. But somewhere along the way, many of them stopped respecting their gifts and spiritual connection. This caused a great catalysm that brought their civilization to an end. The Atlanteans of this card are those who continued to live with spiritual integrity and awareness, When Atlantis came to an end, many of these beings ascended beyond the physical dimension and now act as a congregation of evolved souls who, like angels, work with those who are following the spiritual path and want to leave a legacy of light. Your message, the message from the card, our messages. You are a future thinker who will leave a legacy of healing and light. Think beyond boundaries and keep your future and the future of your close ones in mind. When it comes to making a decision, Atlantean energy is here to help you align your pathway with one that supports the evolution of your soul and your family lineage. This is a time of transcending old ways of being and old patterns, so it might not always be easy to navigate, but it will be worth it in the long run. Ideas, creativity, and new technology concepts are all around you now. When it comes to forging new pathways, think of the future, cut out any long-winded approaches and streamline everything you are doing. This is a time of evolution, so there is a good chance of resistance from our old energies and the ego. If you feel challenged or encounter growing pains, know that you are on the right track. Persevere. Like future, that's exactly the card that is very good, because I will continue also with my Reiki practice in the future, and I will be also looking more into the yogic technology too. But actually, I will not be studying long new fields. I will stay with what I already know, actually. Michael and Faith, spiritual calling, divine protection, breakthrough, and moment. Archangel Michael is one of the best known and most trusted angels across the cosmos. He is the leader of God's protective legion of angels and works tirelessly to guard all those who call on him for protection from lower vibrational forces and negativity. Archangel Faith is his twin flame. As her name suggests, this powerful feminine archangel helps us move into a deeper state of faith and trust, both in our higher power and in the goodness that runs through humanity itself. Both of these angelic beings can create a powerful force field around you so that you can feel safe to be yourself and maybe reveal some of the tender aspects of yourself and your spiritual talents. For the most part, Michael and Faith are with every light worker that walks the planet, and just by thinking of them, we invoke their protection. The universe needs you. Where you are now is where you are most needed. Consider yourself strategically placed. Even if where you are is less than ideal, know that there is an opportunity there to align with purpose and meaning. If you are experiencing a dark cloud of uncertainty or fear, call in Michael and Faith to light the way. If you have been asking to be shown your life purpose, know that where you are right now and what you are facing will help you be of greater service. Your life is destined to be aligned to spirituality and higher purpose, and this particular challenge is actually a moment when you break through into a greater understanding of who you truly are and why you are here at this specific time. That was a good card. That really touched me. It is the Divine Masters Oracle. I really wanted it. It was just such like a more masculine, but like more kind of modern. I'm gonna need to check his Instagram later because I really resonate with those cards. And that was a little bit my situation when I started. Like I felt so low energy. I was overwhelmed on the lockdown. Did not know how to align. I got it. I got it. Continued practice was really helping you achieve this higher vibe lifestyle, and I knew it would not be ideal, and I cannot go to the tropical area just because of what I work, and so I just started the practice and hoped it would help me like clear the energy and align a little higher, and it did every once in a while. But also I felt really grounding into the earth and into the embodiment practices, somatic practices too. That's one part of those descriptions. So somatic is actually for everybody. Even like therapy is done with I've had some like somatic kind of coaching and art focused kind of therapy style that I chose for my own part, for my own healing way. And I really resonate. Yeah, it did bring lots of my inner girl back alive, you know. You lose it in life, in the busyness, in the schooling time, in the drama, and in the loss sometimes, and in the stress so much. But yeah, then you learn to cope with exactly the tools that you neglected in your whole life, with creativity, with movement, with rest, with gratitude. And that really push you further on your way to more higher vibe. You know, I've really seen that work for people. I really noticed that they have a decent life quality, even though those were not the rich ones. Like I've been in few calls that were from people who had made millions with their spiritual courses and teachings, which is like available if you cover topics like money, magic, and I think also with tantric there's lots of money. But like I want to do just Reiki sound and meditation focus, so I know it will not be ever bringing me millions, but I just continue doing the practice and I really feel like sharing, and I feel so ready to hold the space, to bring the knowledge, and it keeps me going the moment I just learn also for other people, for workbooks, for courses, for events, for one-on-one sessions. I really do more. What is also good for me, I show up more in my craftiness, also in my writing. I'm busy and I like writing. I want to make a few oracle decks eventually. I just had a little set done for like the December. There's the 12 Holy Nights, so this is an Austrian version of it that I made. And then I listen a little bit deeper to books to understand this for all of the clients that I want to cover. So I made this little canvas from my like the most aligned client, and then just have this coming in and think about what those people also would find interesting, and then read and learn a little bit for them too. And then always like have lists with books that I want to read and lists with books that I had read. And then I have my little map going. I have a few little charts. So I have lots of. I did started to organize all those. In the beginning, it was just for me, you know. I did the Reiki Human just for my own self to see how I feel with the practice and the energy work, and also music is a big part of it because yeah, sound healing as well as I love the meditation music that I continue to find with those people. They inspire me and they help me um, get in this high vibe meditative state where it's not only about healing my own trauma or like my own spiritual routine. It's a little bit more than just my own spiritual. It is a continued prayer for more well-being, for more healthiness, for just also thought less, just and very held and grounded in a very feminine, flowy way. That's what I feel with this art that I resonate with so much. And I made a little playlist, so if you want it, it's on my Water Rose Holding Space Instagram page. I shared it today. And it's also on my Spotify, which is Water Rose 11. On my Spotify, the name is Water Rose 11. And I just made this little Reiki, Seichim Reiki inspired playlist. Seichim Reiki is just Reiki aligned to this impulse coming from like Sean Siegler. He found it, and he found it in the pyramids, and then he named it connected to the goddess Sekhmet, the lion-headed goddess of Egypt, that is like a little bit of the pattern of this energy work, as well as she is an old Egyptian goddess, and she is a very, very powerful, talented healer. She's said to have been a very talented healer. So like lots of shadow integration with this impulse that I feel, and people also described before, and I was hoping it will help me. And I feel like with the energy, with the high vibe, I get to do a little bit more work around my grief, around my anger, around my trauma, around my shadow sides, you know, all of those bits and pieces of your own self that you don't want to see in every day. But like the energy work helps me balance that. It brings more lightfulness into my life, so I have more patience for the shadow parts of it all. And I really wanted to celebrate this today because I feel like this is a practice for me that grows every day, and other practices, they've already reached their level of mastery for me. Like, yeah, I don't celebrate my yoga, but I do have also 20 years of yoga practice in this year. So it's amazing, isn't it? So amazing how those tools grow with us, how we learn, and how you do expand, and then yeah, have a more grounded, restful life in the everyday, just because of practice. And it's so cool. And I will be having a nice afternoon with my playlist, little meditation. We'll be reading a book that I got, This All Love by Miss Shoemaker, Diane Ruth Shoemaker. A guidebook for healing with Seichim Reiki that I just found on the internet a few months ago. It's actually secondhand, and it's not, like, it was a little bit harder to find, but it came from over Amazon, and just also last week. There she has a few symbols. You know, if you do ever do those Reiki work, you might start to love those symbols because you draw them with the highest intention. And then you get used to those symbols, you know what they stand for, and you don't think about it anymore. You just work with this beautiful high frequency healing intention. And I remember just starting to draw it over my water, over my coffee, and trusting it will be blessed. And then it does grow. You know that it's beautiful, and that it's very healing for the heart, and it's a very beautiful intention. So the energy work gets stronger and stronger and stronger, and it does integrate into the everyday beautifully. And I also feel like I will be counterbalance a little bit with other practice to deepen the meditation as well as the knowledge. But with the Reiki, I feel like I am also so much growing as the healer, as the priestess archetype. And that is why I'm so excited about it. I feel myself being more flow, more creative. Then I do all the social media content now, just started in October, and it's very fun. It keeps me focused and concentrated, and yeah, I love like also talking about it and explaining a little bit and sharing about my own path. Like for example, there's a Reiki someone is called Shokure. Many people know it. I also like to use it a lot. It's one of my favorite ones. This is the Reiki symbol. So you would draw it like this, and then you turn it out. That's how my teacher told me. And then it stands for a magnifier that empowers and magnifies all the other symbols, activating the property of making things whole. There are other symbols that I'm not using actually. But it's cool. I probably can just start using it, but usually you get with your attunement symbols, but also you can try to use your own, which is so fun. I also did that with a light language course that I did, which was also very fun, just getting inspiration and then singing like a fairy, or like speaking like a fairy. I wanted to learn to sing it just in a sound bath. Adding this fun free flow language was just so sparking my joy and like nourishing, and this high vibrational state that I find easy with the creativity coming from those light codes. That's what people like to call it. This Sakura draws and creates a deeper energy link, brings in the energy and creates a total spiritual connection. Yeah, it's so powerful. Yeah, as you see, I'm super excited to read it a little bit more. It's the Great Pyramid, where he was visiting and connected to the energy frequency, and he can Reiki masters, they can adapt energy potencies, you know, and create this energy tools, and then they describe it, they give it to you, and it does attune you to your own version of it, but it still like works with similar principles and symbols. So there are people who very creative with it. They make like Reiki energy potencies, like line Reiki that I got, pulse Reiki. There is like even Magdalene Reiki. Angelic Reiki is also very favorite. That is properly done in different levels, I know. So it's just so fun and creative, and that's not really something that you can do wrong about it, because it is also your own practice that strengthens the energy work. So all you need to do is practice, and if it's not aligning, it's not aligning. You can always do sound too, because the sound, it does do the magic, even though it is also part of energy work. So anyhow, you also get certificates for all of that. So I'm excited, and I just have lots of creative impulses, more with the Reiki art. And I feel feel like I really started balancing my everyday life not from analysis but from intentional work, just like Reiki does. Like I can draw a little symbol over my own heart for a little bit more balance. Also just love the eternity symbol, which is like an easy one that everybody can use, symbolizing like this divine love that Reiki is too. And I love that it's not really something that I want to study because I understand it so much, because also yoga works with the prana, you generate the prana, just like the Tao generates the chi, and like Reiki generates the universal energy that the Reiki is, and it is also for weekdays because Reiki is energy work, meditation is intentional work. It's definitely mind focus, but it's not mind control. That's what I like with it, and then it always calls you for a little bit more heart centeredness, and definitely teaches you to connect to more self care and self love, because those Reiki sessions that you get, this is absolute self love booked. So many massage therapists here use it, to nail people who use it. Like it just is nice and balancing for treatments, as well as like skin, and like this, that's so relatable, because I also feel like with also working with acupressure with clients, and I will probably do this acupressure laser course, and like eventually, and then work with that, because I can do that with as the energy practitioner in my country. I can do that without needing my sales training, because I don't want to do that, and then just work around the energy points what during Reiki treatment, and then I don't know. It's just I also want it in my home. And yeah, I just wanted to share a little bit of inspiration today, and then I'm gonna retreat to my Reiki bubble, and I'm gonna be meditating, and I'm gonna be reading, and I'm gonna listen to my playlist, and I'm just gonna be a little bit focusing on just the Reiki, the Seichim Reiki today, and yeah, that's what I like, just a little self workshop day, all by myself, and then I will be having a vegan taco bowl later uh, for my cooking box, and I hope I will be sewing on. I hope I will be sewing on my little rainbow Reiki wings onto my kimono. I wanted to do that in spring, but I was very lazy. I don't really like sewing a lot, but it's not complicated. It should be easy to wash, because that's just plastic, and then it has those feathers on there. It's not it's not for sticking it on, so I will sew it outside and then just do stitches inside, and hope it's gonna last. I did also just print my own kimono with pearly wings, because I like the idea of the little pearl wings, and the AI made it for me, and it did work out great actually. It the print went very well. The colors were exactly which I wanted. This is the one from my website, and It's also a good day to ground that. So I can just hand wash it maybe. That would also be an option. Just put it into a little basket and let it soak and then hand wash the kimono. That will be so fine. So you see, I have all the Reiki dedicated day, feeling a little bit special and mindful and centered and high vibe. So I hope you have a blessed day. Check my stories on Instagram if you want to. And see you next time. Bye, guys.